He dominates the big screen. But what are the comics that tell the best stories about Marvel's ironclad hero?
I mean, it's not technically accurate to say it's a gold titanium alloy.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Iron Man comics you should read.
Sir, the telephone. I'm afraid my protocols are being overridden.
Mr. Stark, we need to talk.
You have reached the life model decoy of Tony Stark. Please leave a message.
For this list, we're looking at awesome Iron Man tales that are exceptionally well told and or have an important place in the Iron Man canon. In other words, stories that are genuinely Marvel-ous. Number 10. Enter the Mandarin.
You know who I am. You don't know where I am. And you'll never see me coming.
The Mandarin is one of Iron Man's oldest enemies, and one of the most cunning and dangerous.
I had communed with the infinite and survived!
Enter the Mandarin retells the first meeting between these two foes, going into greater detail and revealing background that fleshes out the Mandarin and makes him more compelling and relevant to modern audiences.
I was then an ambitious young archaeologist called Arno Brock, and I had come to seek my destiny. A destiny which would bring me the power to dominate the Earth.
Joe Casey's script does an excellent job of respecting history while bringing a fresh approach to the material, and Eric Canetti's stylized art is a treat for the eyes.
Here's a little holiday greeting I've been wanting to send to the Mandarin. I just didn't know how to phrase it until now. My name is Tony Stark, and I'm not afraid of you. I know you're a coward, so I've decided that you just died, pal.
Number 9. Deliverance.
A famous man once said, "We create our own demons." Who said that? What does that even mean? Doesn't matter. I said it because he said it.
Tony Stark has been through some really tough times, but few were as personally difficult as those Denny O'Neil put him through in the early 1980s. His fortune gone, his Iron Man armor abandoned, and his alcoholism out of control, Tony has become a derelict wandering the streets of New York during a snowstorm.
It's snowing, right?
Things reach a nadir when his homeless friend Gretel dies giving birth, despite Tony's efforts to help her. Deliverance powerfully details the perils of addiction, but ultimately paints a picture of the incredible inner strength that ultimately enables Stark to bounce back.
The proposed element should serve as a viable replacement for palladium.
Thanks, Dan.
Number 8. Civil War: The Confession.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Despite the immense popularity of the Civil War series, many readers felt cheated by Iron Man's role as the pseudo-villain of the storyline. The Confession is a one-issue epilogue, largely a dialogue between Iron Man and Captain America, who were on opposite sides of the conflict.
Fury didn't tell me he was calling you in.
Yeah, there's a lot of things Fury doesn't tell you.
Readers finally got a chance to hear Iron Man explain the reasons for his actions, and to see how deeply his choices have affected him. The Golden Avenger comes across as achingly human, a deeply flawed hero who must live with his tragic decisions.
We have orders. We should follow them.
Following's not really my style.
Number 7. World's Most Wanted.
Tony Stark, step away from Director Fury now. You are under arrest. If he moves, open fire.
Iron Man became S.H.I.E.L.'s public enemy number 1 when Norman Osborn became the head of the organization. Osborn planned on using S.H.I.E.L.'s files on superhero secret identities to eliminate them. So Iron Man downloaded all those files into his own brain.
Sir, Iron Man has arrived on the scene.
World's Most Wanted details Tony Stark's attempt to keep that information out of Osborn's clutches, even if it means becoming brain dead in the process. Writer Matt Fraction keeps this epic-length adventure gripping and compelling, aided by Salvador Larroca's atmospheric and dynamic artwork.
Iron Man, by the authority of the Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division, you are hereby ordered to stand down.
Number 6. The Iron Age. Stan Lee's early Marvel Age stories were groundbreaking, but they often glossed over a few details. Kurt Busiek's look back at the first days of Iron Man fills in a lot of the blanks in old Shellhead's story, adding in some retroactive continuity while filtering things through a more contemporary lens.
Careful. Careful, we only get one shot at this.
And by letting the story be told through the eyes of longtime Iron Man alumni Pepper Potts and Happy Hogan, he adds a new perspective on the whole picture.
Pepper, I've been called many things. Nostalgic is not one of them.
Will that be all, Mr. Stark?
That will be all, Miss Potts.
The Iron Age manages to recreate the excitement and wonder of early Marvel, while adding in a welcome layer of complexity.
You know that I would help you with anything, but I cannot help you if you're going to start all of this again.
There is nothing except this.
Number 5. Doom Quest.
There will be no delay. Proceed as planned.
Yes, Lord Doom. But if the Avengers stand in the way,
destroy them.
What happens when Marvel's two most famous armored figures, Iron Man and Dr. Doom, are sent back to the era of knights in shining armor? Doom Quest lets readers see for themselves. David Michelinie and Bob Layton crafted a story that is more lighthearted than many Iron Man epics. The danger in it is real, but the story's playful mood is refreshing. Adventure and daring do are given free rein here, with ample chance for character development.
Doom, you can't win this. I'm going to give you one chance here. Surrender.
Doom does not surrender.
Number 4. The Ironmonger Saga.
Howard Stark's lifelong friend and ally, Obadiah Stane, steps in to help fill the gap left by the legendary founder.
The first Iron Man film borrowed liberally from the Ironmonger saga, most notably in Obadiah Stane's takeover of Stark Industries and his Ironmonger suit. But the original is more detailed and offers more backstory than the film.
Cleared up the armor and the rest of it. All right, let's finish up here.
More importantly, it features Iron Man's triumphant rebirth after having hit rock bottom. And so the stakes are higher and the payoff has more resonance. Stane is one of the world's great corporate villains, and his long-running rivalry with Tony Stark is an important part of the Iron Man universe.
You really think that just because you have an idea, it belongs to you?
Number 3. The Armor Wars.
The Guardsmen are an elite team of superheroes created by the brilliant minds of Stark International.
Namely, our boss, Obadiah Stane.
One of the problems with technology is keeping it out of competitors' hands. When criminals steal Iron Man's technology, the Golden Avenger goes into overdrive to get it back.
Now take off that armor before I take it off you!
Criminals begin using the stolen tech to create weapons and gadgets of their own, and thus begin some of the most rollicking, action-packed sequences in the Iron Man canon. Pitting Stark against not only supervillains, but S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. The Armor Wars is a must-read storyline for every Iron Man fan.
Nice work, kid.
Number 2. Extremis.
Extremis harnesses our bioelectrical potential, and it goes here.
This classic also features elements found in the Iron Man films, but Marvel fans remember it for the innovations it brought to the character. Specifically, Extremis provides Tony Stark with nanotechnology that essentially makes the armor he wears an intrinsic part of himself. The reverse of that, of course, is that he is also a part of the armor. His powers and abilities increased significantly by this development. It also sets up situations which will cause Stark trouble. Extremis reinvigorated a decades-old character, but still stayed true to his roots. A difficult trick to pull off.
Who's the hot mess now?
Still debatable.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Demon in a Bottle.
You don't deserve to wear one of these. Shut it down!
Goldstein.
Yes, Mr. Stark.
Give me a fat beat to beat my buddy's chest.
Hailed by most fans as the most emotional and intense Iron Man story arc, Demon in a Bottle is a harrowing exploration of Tony Stark's personality.
You know, the question I get asked most often is, Tony, how do you go to the bathroom in the suit?
Just like that.
It deals with his chronic dependence on alcohol and on the toll that an addiction can take on a man, and how that toll increases when the man has the responsibilities of a superhero.
You are running out of both time and options.
Although the arc has plenty of action, it's the raw emotions and the gut-wrenching portrayal of a devastated Tony Stark that give this story its true and undeniable power.
Are you listening to me? Are you okay?
Do you agree with our choices?
Not bad.
What other stories with old Shellhead should we have included? For more enthralling top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day.